My first question was, how does it feel to be in front of his whole crowd? And the second one was, what round does he think he's going to knock him out?
And what were the two answers?
His answer was 8 or 9 or 10.
He's been saying that the whole time, and about the fans,
He's pretty angry.
he's excited.
Pretty excited.
Have you seen the face on his
I see a determined Canelo. And I see a confident Sanders as well. I think Sanders is going to go in to try to win. I think he's just let him win that easy. But I don't think Sanders is going to make a complicated fight, moving around and just trying to make a dirty fight.
Does this make you want to fight tonight? Tomorrow? You're feeling it.
It gets me more nervous though, seeing one of my friends fight than when I fight. When I fight, it's different. But it's completely different. But if I do want to fight with the crowd. Seeing the fans made me miss the fans.
Who do you want to fight next?
I would like to fight with Jamel Herring.
He wants that fight too.
I got nothing but respect for him. He's a great guy. But he has that belt, so I want to unify the titles.
And I did hear that the name Conceição was being floated around. I know I texted Jamel and he said both of you guys want to fight, so there's mutual agreement.
I haven't heard nothing yet.
Yeah.
My manager should be here today, and I'm just arrived from Mexico. I haven't heard nothing from the top rank from manager, so I'm sitting and waiting for whatever happens. I'm still training, staying active, training. So when they tell me, I'll be ready.
There was a report, I forget from which side, so I can't name him, but they said that you'd be fighting Conceição next. Is that not true?
That's not true because they haven't told me nothing.
Yep. All right. That's good to know.
Will you say hello to your Filipino fans?
Hi to my Filipino fans. Cheers. I trained there for a couple of months when I was an Olympian. So cheers to everybody. It was great. It's a great country. Had a great time over there.
How's life been since you got this last belt?
Excuse me?
How's life been for you since the last belt?
It's been different. I'm positive. I get nothing but love from the crowds. But I can't believe everything. You know, I got to stay focused in the gym because it's very easy to take the other route, thinking you're a star, and then you left behind what made you win the fights, which is being in the gym. Being a gym rat is what made me become what I am right now.
How much has been with Canelo, working with him side by side, Frank and all of these guys? How much has that changed your career?
You learn a lot from the best. You know, definitely, whether people like it or not, Canelo's the face of boxing right now. So you can always learn from him, especially from our trainer, which is right now. So he got a lot of experience. He knows what he's talking about, and he would definitely make me win again.
Oscar, what's some of the things you have to do to get past Herring and become unified champion in a fight with him?
Be a better, smarter fighter. So, obviously, once the fight is announced, I'm gonna sit down with my trainer and we'll see what openings he got, because every fighter is almost completely perfect. So you can always find that little opening to win a fight.
Would you kind of have to kind of do what Canelo does and incorporate that? Because he's beating guys 6 inches taller than him. So
definitely, you got great examples like Canelo, and you got a great trainer like Andy. And I appreciate Canelo always trying to give his best advice to himself. And there's a lot of ways how to win fights. Fighting southpaws, fighting tall fighters, short fighters. There's always strategies. The best man for strategies right now is Eddie Rose.
Will you watch tape too, or is that really just Eddie?
No, me and Eddie, Canelo and Eddie, we all sit down and we watch the fights.
How soon or far away or whatever is a Shakur Stevenson fight? Is that what do you think of that?
If it's the next fight, it's the next fight. I sincerely say I don't know fighting. I don't fight anybody. I've been fighting all my life, inside and outside the ring, so just can't wait to get in there and fight.
Oscar, what's the keys for both fighters tomorrow night to win the fight for Canelo and Santos?
For Canelo, is to be the same fighter he is. He's a defensive fighter, but he also landed. He doesn't have to throw 30 punches or 50 or 60. If he throws 15 good shots, as long as he lands one, I think that will get the respect for Sanders. And for Sanders, I think his best shot is to outbox him, try to move. But it's going to be very hard to box somebody you can't hit. Canelo, he has great head. He has great head movement. It's very hard to hit him. And I tried it myself. I sparred him and I was throwing some great shots, and it's very hard to hit him.
Was he only working defense, or it was two-way action? He was letting them go just as hard as you were.
He threw a couple of shots, but obviously he doesn't throw. He's too big.
What did you think of the ring size situation?
I think it was just a lot of nonsense. It's not going to make a difference. It's a little bit of difference of size, but
just to get in his head.
I think Sanders is trying to get to his head. But I don't think it's going to work. I know it looks like he's a very determined fighter. I was talking to him yesterday, and asked him, does that bother you? He just smiled and he says, no, I'm going to knock him out.
You're always even killed, Oscar, but how satisfying was it to win the fight against Burchell when a lot of people didn't give you a chance?
It's one of the best feelings, you know. One, accomplishing your dream, you know. To accomplish your dream, a dream that I've had ever since I was a little kid, you know, it's the best feeling ever. And also, going up there against a true champion like Richard, going up against the man that everybody feared, and going up against the man people said they were going to knock me out, and doing the opposite, knocking him out, it just brings a lot to myself.
A lot more confidence going forward.
Yes, but I can't get too confident. I'm always talking to myself, battling what's real, what's not. Because you can't believe everything. You can't believe, you know, when people are calling you a champion. Yes, we are a champion, but to keep on being a champion, you still got to train like you're the underdog. To keep on training like you're the prospect.
Hey Oscar, I wanted to know. Obviously, you're always looking for the toughest fight, but who at 130 or even 135 do you think will be your toughest fight?
I think one of my toughest fights would be someone like Gervonta Davis.
That'll be your toughest.
I think that's a great fight at 130. And 135, you know, I'm not looking to go on 35 anytime soon, but you got great names there. I think the top one right there now is Delvin Lopez, a great friend of mine who I wouldn't want to fight him.
So is it safe to say that since you think that Gervonta gives you a tougher fight than since you think Gervonta gives you the toughest fight, do you think he'll beat Shakur if they ever fought each other?
I think style makes fight. I think Shakur can beat Gervonta. Or
Beat, but who would you pick?
I would go with Gervonta because he carries a strong guy.
So you think he's kind of the man at 130, other than yourself? You think he's the man?
Yes, if he can make 130, because I know he struggles a lot to make, but he did make it in his last fight with Lil Santa Cruz. So why not? I think he does. I think if he makes it again, I would be a great fight. But now he's going to 140.
When you see a guy like that, that's kind of the same stature as you, and he's jumping up to 140, does it kind of make you think like, hey, I want to be up to 142 and fight somebody? Does it kind of make you feel like that or not really?
Oh, I think the highest I could get would be 135. 135. Right now, I'm barely adjusting at this weight class, so you know, I just can't wait.
And I'm going to assume Undisputed is your goal at 130.
Undisputed for sure. One day I would love to go to 130, 135. But I mean, did you say 130? Sorry.
No, Undisputed at 130.
Oh yeah, that's something I would definitely love. I'm sorry, I was watching something over there.
Oh yeah.
I got a little distracted. It seemed like we were gonna fight.
And with respect to Jamel, both you guys have looked, you know, much better with your new team. So, you know, Jamel with Bomac and Red Spikes, and yourself with Eddie Reynoso. With those two styles combined, is that going to make, like, you know, an epic fight in your view?
It'll be a strategy fight, a chess game, sure. And like I said, I got nothing but respect for Jamel. He's a great guy, great champion. But if the fans want to see it, let's do it. You know?
How do you see that fight going down? Do you see your competitive fight, and maybe you catch Jamel late?
For sure, competitive. I always visualize myself winning. It doesn't matter what. If they put Manny Pacquiao in front of me, I'm always gonna tell myself I'm gonna win. I'm always gonna tell myself, and I'm never gonna train hard to be number two. So of course I will always say I'm gonna win that fight.
Just get a Ramirez Taylor thoughts, prediction on that fight, how it's gonna go.
The way Ramirez trains, the way Ramirez gives his heart to every fight, you can't bet against him. Ramirez is a great guy, great champion. And I'm rooting with Ramirez. One, because I know the way his work ethic. And two, because he's my friend. Three, the American players.
You know, Taylor's a favorite. People seem to think he has a little bit better skills, but will that matter in the style of fight they're facing? You know,
like I said before, styles make fights, and the style of Ramirez going forward and putting that pressure is not easy. You got to be a very good boxer to box all 12 rounds. But it could happen. You know, I seen Ramirez had a little bit of trouble with Chosapea, and it could happen again. But, you know, I'm still sticking with Ramirez.
hopefully it's as good as Valdez Burchell is.
Okay.
Thanks, Oscar.
Just my last thing for me, I just wanted to know, when you first started off with Eddie, a lot of people were kind of criticizing you, talking about you didn't look as good as you normally would. With the whole Ruiz thing, he didn't look as good as he normally would. Did you kind of talk to him and tell him, hey, it's a process,
Yes,
things like that?
It's definitely a progress. Progress that